Hey everyone, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm playing a little bit and reviewing Backstories, the first set, Alone Under the Ice, and disclaimer that I got a review copy of this one. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So Backstories was a game previously published in France, I believe, but it's now been brought out in English by Lucky Duck. And this is a choose-your-own-adventurous sort of adventure game. The key idea why it's called Backstories is that you have these action cards that have different spaces cut out of them. And when you want to interact, like let's say I wanted to search this guy, I would put that there and flip it over, and I get the back story that matches the action in that cutout for the card I'm interacting with. And that's pretty much it for mechanics. It's a pretty straightforward game, and I actually have not played this yet. I wanted to show you the first 10 minutes or so of gameplay and my honest kind of reactions as I explore the story. After about 10 minutes, because for these kind of games, I don't like to spoil the entire thing. You can go play it yourself. I'm going to stop the video, play through the rest, and then come back and give my thoughts and my little mini review about the game. All right, so we start out with this little card. Location 1, the Nid d'Agil. Okay, great. French refuge. It's been almost 2 weeks since John, your brother, made contact with you. The last you heard from him was the letter he sent from Mont Blanc. Having not heard any more news, you decide to track him down. It's unlike him, especially as he hasn't replied and no one knows where he is. Determined to find him, you retrace his steps, which lead you to the Nid d'Agil refuge. This is going to be some Mike doesn't know how to pronounce French words terribleness for a lot of us. Night is drawing in as you reach the refuge. You see several people going about their business. Leaving your belongings at the entrance, you take a look around the place. All right, so it says to draw cards 2 through 10, and then turn this card over, and this becomes a blocker card. They go on top of the deck, so I'm not spoiling things as I dig through. And let me talk through what we've got. I've got my character card, Sophie. I'm going to slide status cards beneath this as bad things happen to me. I've got the location, the refuge itself. It says the objective is to find out what happened to my brother by asking around at the refuge. And I've got my current set of action cards. I've got search, gather, explore the area. Then I've got ask about your brother John. I've got general chatting and talking. And then I've got a letter from John that I can show to people. These types of cards called notch cards are slightly different. For these, I put them behind a card. And if there are numbers showing or icons showing, it'll send me to another card. All right, so let's read John's letter. Dear Sophie, I'm in the Nid d'Agil refuge on Mont Blanc. I'm about to embark on the greatest adventure of my life because I found a clue about the whereabouts of the Amber Room treasure in an old German manuscript. The treasure was lost by the Nazis more than 5 decades ago. Can you believe that these beautiful treasures have been hidden in plain wooden boxes in a secret base for 50 years? I'm so close to getting my hands on it. Unfortunately, not everyone is so thrilled about my discovery, and I know that I'm being watched and followed. I'm sending this urgent letter and hoping that it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. I warmly encourage you to read through the lines. I'll call you in a few days. Love, John. Read through the lines. There's probably some kind of secret code in here, but I'm not going to worry about that yet. And here's my initial panorama of sequence cards that you can interact with. You'll see that they have specific placement points, and some of these will get replaced, and I might add more to kind of finish out the panorama. So I've got someone waiting upstairs in the lobby, a man standing in front of the coffee machine who's getting wound up. I guess he doesn't have his coffee yet. And the entrance to the refuge, you left your mountain gear here. And these guys don't seem very nice. Okay, I don't want to deal with them yet. Let's talk to this guy over here. I'm going to try some basic chatting first, so let's talk to him. Okay, so if I was had some kind of unhappy status card, I would stop reading and draw 20. I've got to get ready to leave with Fred tomorrow. He's the guy at the coffee machine who's so wound up. I'm just waiting for the manager to get the keys to my locker. She must have been heading outside because she went downstairs from the lobby. Okay, why are the keys outside? Why is the manager heading outside? All right, let's talk to Fred. Hey, I really need a coffee. Do you have any spare change? I spent all my cash while I was in the valley, and the machine doesn't take bills. Well, not yet. Ooh, but I do see some coins on the bar. Let's try getting those with the search, gather, explore action. This place seems to be the lobby of the refuge. There's some money lying on the counter. If you want to take it, draw 17 and draw 18. Otherwise, set this card down. Yeah, so we're supposed to have a lot of branching choices and different endings. Okay, let's try stealing the money. You're sort of stealing it. Mistrust. You did something that upset everyone. You'll find that some people will act differently around you now, so be careful. Okay. Great. And yeah, if I get mistrust again, I turn this over and something even worse happens. Hey, I got a coin. So let's give the guy the coin. So card 43. Okay, you offer the climber a coffee. Oh, that's mighty kind of you. I love that we help each other out. That's what we do here on the mountain. If my belongings are in the basement, card 10 is in play. Turn this card over without reading on, okay? The man thanks you warmly. You seem a little cold. Here, I've got an old jacket I don't use anymore. You can have it if you want. Okay, so I draw 13 and 14. I return the card I use. Okay, so there must have been another coin I could have got without being a meanie. But I'm going to return 17 to the deck and discard this. Okay, so I've got a jacket that I can now use with the new notch. And then, okay, this version of him is going to have different answers gets replaced. So, I didn't get to see a lot of the stuff here. Whoops. But it is good. I like that already. There's a lot of branching, or at least the appearance of branching that I could do. Okay, let's chat to this guy now that he's got his coffee. He's not feeling so angry about life. Thanks for the coffee. That's not useful, buddy. Well, maybe he knows about my brother? Yeah, I know John is. He was here last time we were here. When I saw him last, he was right there eating with 2 climbers from the Brotherhood. Didn't look as though he realized those folks aren't to be trusted. I don't remember seeing him again after that. Is that the Brotherhood, maybe? All right, so maybe this guy knew John as well. Oh, if you have that, draw 20 without reading on. Oh, is that because it's his money and I just took it? Oh, man, he's pissed off at me. Great. Now, let's chat with him again. I know what you've done. I've got nothing more to say to you. If you have the stolen jacket, read on now. Otherwise, set this card down. All right. So he's probably not going to talk about my brother either. Yep, okay. So he's just not going to talk to me at all. Here, I haven't searched this area, although I didn't do it originally. Oh, he'd be stupid to search his bag while he's watching. So I could have stolen some stuff from him. I'm going to show this guy that's still cooperative with me John's letter, see if that leads. Nope. Okay, so he doesn't know anything about it. That's why there's no number when you do the notch for this one. All right, I think I have to go deal with these guys. Let's try to gently chat first. You initiate a conversation, but these two are especially prickly and you're starting to feel uneasy. You take your cue and leave. Draw 16. You're a little uneasy and don't understand their sudden animosity, so you decide to leave them well alone. As you walk away, you hear an argument break out between the two men, then the external door to the refuge flies open with a thud. Retrace your step, but the men are no longer there, and neither are your belongings. You go back into the room and find the door wide open. Looks like those thieves took your stuff and ran. 21 and 22. All right, so that replaces them. Oh, cool. Okay, we've got bigger panorama. The men fled in that direction. All right, well, let's search this stuff. You spot the climbers' jackets in the refuge. Okay, I could steal one, but then I would be unhappy. Otherwise, okay, yes, I'm not going to steal a jacket. I already got one legitimately. Yeah, I wonder how I could have gotten the other coin, darn it. All right, so the men fled in that direction. I'm guessing I have to, use my jacket probably to follow them, right? 23. Let's see what happens. As you go out into the storm, you hear some noise coming from the direction of the electrical cabinet. You spot a man with his back to you attempting to cut the cables. It's clear he wants to plunge the whole refuge into darkness. What do you want to do? Call out to the figure or attack him from behind? I'm going to attack him. 48. You fly at the man, but he's well built and so quickly overpowers you. Despite defending yourself with all the strength and rage you can muster, he manages to get the better of you. Your attacker wounds you. Draw card 33. This is going great. You struggle and try to push him off, holding onto his belongings as best you can. Just when you think all is lost, you see a figure hit him on the head. Dazed, the man flees through the storm. I'm feeling great. Okay, the noise of your argument attracts the attention of the manager, who has just saved your life. Oh, she's the one who went outside early. She thanks you, realizing you were protecting the refuge from harm. Yay, I lose my mistrust card. Yay. Your tail raises some eyebrows at the refuge, but it's decided that the guards will take turns to protect the electricity supply. That's a relief. This will deter any potential attackers. Okay, 26 and 27. So we're adding that. Okay, the climber's taking in turns. Keep an eye on the generator, and now I can talk to the refuge manager. Now, even though I don't have the negative reaction card anymore, that guy's already pissed at me, so I can't talk to him anymore. I guess if I had, stolen from him, waited, saved the place, then he would talk to me normally. Oh, well. Okay, refuge manager offers. Talking to her, what happened to you? Is this something I can help you with? If you want to speak to her about your brother, draw 28. Well, yeah. He spent a few days here. I remember him because he had an altercation with 2 members of the Amber Brotherhood. He was different somehow after that. Later that night, I saw him run to his room and pack his bag and then put something in his locker. Do you know where the lockers are? They're in a recess at the entrance. He was obviously trying to open his padlock. I asked him if he was okay, but he didn't answer me. I could tell he was troubled. He kept looking over his shoulder as if he was scared of something or someone. I stayed up late, but I didn't see him go to bed. He just disappeared after that, and I assumed he had left. Actually, I found a notebook page in his bunk. I kept it safe in case he came back. Here, can we get 29 and 32? Turn this over. Bit by bit, you piece together your brother's story. Whoever was looking for him clearly caught up with him here, and he must have had to quickly hide something in his locker before he left. You've got to get whatever it was back at all costs if you want to find your brother. Ooh, I'm turning over the objective card. So I got 29. I've finished the picture of the place. The manager's turning away, so now I can rob her, although she seemed helpful and probably telling the truth. And then I've got this green one that's called a clue card. So you just reference this to figure things out. You're not putting anything behind it. So let's see. We've got lemon plus fire equals secret message. Well, I know that trick. Y'all ever written in lemon juice and then put heat behind it? Makes the hidden words appear. Okay, padlock, alt, refuge. I don't know what that means yet. And then the amber room was a room covered with sculpted amber panels. In 1941, the Nazis dismantled the decor and carried them away. There hasn't been any trace of the room since then. They're stored in boxes in a secret base on Mont Blanc. Okay, so we're dealing with Nazi stolen treasures. And my objective is now... find a way to open your brother's locker. All right, let's start out by, I guess, searching the locker. To unlock the padlock, take the card that shows the last 2 digits of your brother's code if you know it. Otherwise, set this card down and find another solution. Okay, so we did say, like, read between the lines. Oh, look. Inauguration, altitude 3830 meters. Oh, the altitude of the refuge. Okay. So padlock is at 3830. What did this say? The last 2 digits of your brother's code. Oh, so just card 30? Let's try that. So when you guess a code, you'll draw the card, and then if it or you'll check like the top of the card, and if it has that, then you've done it correctly. So yay, you open your brother's locker. At the bottom, you instantly spot his knapsack and some of his belongings. It's worrying that his things are still here. He obviously didn't leave on his own volition. High up on the shelf, you spot a strange card with some holes in it. You tuck it into your pocket. Very interesting. What if this is what he was trying to hide? Okay, I get card 34. Ooh, this looks like it's going to go with his letter, right? And like maybe help me figure out the code that he had for it. There's a lot going on. You search his belongings, looking for clues to show you where he might have gone. Looking at a map, you see a track leading to the Velout refuge, marked in red. Halfway along the route, there's a note that says, Ice Pit, entrance to former base. Could that be where your brother is? Why would he leave in such a hurry? In any case, you know there's no time to lose. Okay, if the generator is being guarded, draw 35. Okay, I could have been kicked out of the refuge or not being guarded. And you suddenly hear voices outside. Draw 37, discard 29. Okay, so that's this locker, so that's going away. So I get 35 and 37. So 37, okay, replaces my old objective. So now I need to find my brother on the mountain. Oh, and this is the voices shouting. Okay. First, let's try this. Oh, maybe not. Doesn't seem to do anything. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about that yet. Let's search the area where the fighting is going on. You can hear arguing outside. If you want to go and see what's happening, draw 39, sure. Go through the door to find out whether you're just hearing things. A figure comes at you and you stumble backward through the snow. The man guarding the generator comes to your aid and pushes your assailant away. You recognize your attacker as one of the men in black who you spoke to earlier. You manage to free yourself and then run, desperate to escape. The figure follows you for a long time and is not thrown off by the cold and snow. Suddenly you hear a crack under your feet and then feel the ground beneath you give way. You fall through the hole into the mountain, passing out the moment you land. Oh, all cards from the panorama, that makes sense. You wake up to complete darkness and your belongings are missing. Okay, discard 4 and 5 if you still have it. Yeah, so I figured I would get new actions, so ask about our brother in chat is gone. Okay, keep your clothing if you have it. Place the rest of the action and clue cards beneath the objective card. So all these, I guess, are going to come back later, except the jacket, that's right. Okay, draw 51 to 56 and turn over the objective. You can hear noises from every direction. Where are you? Okay, so now I've got feel around using your feet, feel around using your hands. Oh, and gosh, it's just darkness and sounds. Psh, drip, drop, drip, grrr. Not that one. You know what? I'm going to stop here. I think I've showed you enough of kind of the basic idea of how the game works. I'm going to continue my play off camera and then come back when I finish and replay it a bit to see how much branching there actually is. So yeah, see you in a little bit. All right, so I finished the whole game and actually played through it a couple times to see kind of how things changed. So what do I think of this one? I love the whole back mechanic. There's a really clever way to achieve the choose your own adventure kind of stuff without needing an app, without needing to flip pages through a huge book. Although I will note you use a ton of cards when you do a playthrough, and it did take me a little while to reorganize them all, so it's not super easy to set up the game and try again. The estimated playtime is 60 minutes. It took me less than that to beat it the first time. I would say maybe 45 minutes total. But then playing through it again, I did get more than an hour of playtime. I think the MSRP for this one is $15, but then it's available for less on some online sites. So I think that's pretty in line value-wise with other escape room-ish and mystery sort of games like Unlock, Exit, that kind of thing. So how were the puzzles? How was the story? I thought it was great. It was very thematic. It reminded me a lot of old adventure games, but not like crazy old adventure games like Monkey Island where you gotta, I don't know, combine a coconut with a wrench to make a ghost jump 1,000 feet into the air. You know, it wasn't like random. The solutions I found all made logical sense in a fun way, and I felt clever figuring them out. So I definitely had a good time with my first playthrough, and I got the best ending. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. In playing around with more stuff and going through more, you do tend to get to the same locations and have sort of the same main situations. So it's not like the game is going to show you completely different panoramas, kind of the main beats will be the same. Mainly what it's about is sometimes you'll have different items, and sometimes you'll solve puzzles in a different way, and often you'll end up with different status effects. That was a big thing I saw. Like sometimes I'll be frozen, sometimes I'll be injured, and if you don't do things well, well. If you don't figure out how to use things, then you'll get one of the worst endings from things going badly for you. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. They're supposed to have some kind of new mechanic in each one as they release it. So I'm definitely interested in checking out more of these. I think especially if you're a fan of Unlock or Cantaloupe or those kind of games that are kind of more logical and less just about sort of riddles and puzzles like the Exit series, I think you might really enjoy this one as well. But keep in mind, the branching is not extreme. You are going to see the same basic stuff each time you play. So I can't really imagine playing it more than maybe twice to get different results, unless you're trying it with new groups and want to kind of see how they react and what they can figure out while you watch. All right, everyone, thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. William F., Nick Skeen, Miles, Pedro Lucas, Wayne Scott, and Steve Wren. We'll see you at the next stop.